Good afternoon. Welcome back to the diary. Oh, I was just about to say thank you for joining me. My left-hand rod float has just stood up. Yes, thank you for joining me. A brand new piece of water today. Stretch of river that I've never fished before. I always enjoy fishing somewhere new for the first time. There's an extra layer of merganser, an extra layer of anticipation, excitement even, although 4.5 hours in, and we've had no action so far apart from my float just standing up. Because us pike anglers are always on the lookout for somewhere new to fish where there might be a big fish, and certainly if you're prepared to spend a few hours in front of the computer doing research and searching for new waters to fish is a lot easier than it used to be. In the good old days 20 years ago, it was all jungle drums, it was all conversation, it was all rumour. Somebody knew somebody who had caught a big fish, and that was how the information got passed around and how new waters were fished in those days. Whereas today, what with social media pages to look at, club websites to look at, a lot of my research that I do during the summer is for my trips to the Highlands, and the National Library of Scotland and their bathymetric maps are a massive help, although there's no substitute for talking to people, even though you can do so much on the computer. A conversation with a club secretary or an estate manager, gamekeeper, is often far more valuable than searching around on the internet. In fact, 2 years ago, chatting to a keeper when I was seeking permission to fish one of his waters, he in fact mentioned water on another estate that one of his colleagues had told him about, and that resulted in my new PB of £29.5. So sometimes it really pays dividends. Today, well, as I say, 4.5 hours in, no action, and my confidence is starting to slide slightly. This is quite a technical swim I'm in. It is an eddy, back eddy. There's some rapids further up. The main current is relatively strong, going down the sort of the other side, middle of the river, halfway across perhaps. And I've got the two rods, top and bottom of the slack water. But as I say, so far, no activity. Ooh. Having said that, I'm going to have to go. Yep, something happening. Well, that was a bit of a struggle. Well, I have to say my confidence was starting to disappear a bit until until that came along. What a lovely fish from barely 4 feet of water. I was a bit nervous, it did look a bit shallow, but hey ho. Very happy with that one. Let's get it back. I think that's ready, don't you? Come out of the net, man. Here she goes. God, I'm really pleased with that one. Well, like I said, being a brand new spot, it doesn't take long before your confidence starts to slide away, because until that sort of thing happens and you get a fish, it's difficult to know whether you've made a mistake and come to the wrong place, or whether there are in fact fish there. That was a lovely fish. I don't know, wouldn't quite make a double probably, but not far off. And the other thing that was making me slightly less confident, as I said, I think was it's only sort of 4 feet deep. Now if I was fishing a drain 4 feet, then you know, I think that's fairly normal, but on a river you tend to fish deeper water, and certainly this isn't deep water. So, but there we go, first one on the board, blank saver, and I'm very grateful for it. Let's see if we can get another one. So how did I come by this new stretch of water? Well, it had nothing to do with computers, nothing to do with research, reading books or whatever else. It was a conversation with a dog walker. A dog walker who fishes matches on this stretch of the river. And it was the last time you saw me, when he and I had the conversation briefly, while trying to keep his dog under control. It's another story. And he explained that the last match he'd fished up here, he'd spent the entire day being bothered by pike. And he in fact told me the exact peg I should be fishing, which is, as it turns out, is about 30 yards downstream of where I am. The reason I'm not in that peg is it was occupied by another angler when I got here. However, no complaints. Well, that's not done much for my confidence. Two hours to go, and I have to say, I'm not as relaxed as I was this morning. Now that I know I'm sharing the swim with an otter. Can you just imagine if he finds one of my sardines? Good Lord, that would be the ultimate nightmare. It was interesting though. He was scratching his way along the end here. I'm saying he, I don't know. Along the edge, turning over stones. I just wonder what it was looking for. I mean, if it had been a gravel bed, I've seen them digging eels out of gravel before, but unless he was looking for crayfish. Now there's a thought. As long as he doesn't look for sardines. Well, that's the thermos emptied. 20 minutes and that'll be it. And the otter's back. It's currently crashing around in the trees on the far bank. As long as it stays over there, we'll be alright. Well, that's it for the day. Was the new water a success? Well, yes, caught a nice fish, so I suppose it was. Would I come back again to this swim? Possibly not, but on the basis that I wasn't able to fish the peg that was recommended to me, then yes, I might come back and try that one. And of course, it's maintained my 100% record. I haven't blanked yet this season. Something to celebrate. What's next? Almost certainly more piking. Although I am trying to pull together plans for a couple of perch fishing sessions. I've even invested in a drop shot setup. So you never know, it might be perch. Hope you've enjoyed this one. At least we avoided the otter. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.